Hello friends, this is Absinthe and I am here today with your freaking weekend card reading. This reading can be geared specifically towards partnerships, couples, twin flames, people who are together, yeah, I think that this reading is sort of geared towards that. Alright, keep in mind I do not do personal readings at this time. If you do like this video, you can bookmark it by pressing like. It helps to get it out there. And if you want to hear more from me, you can press the subscribe button and the bell notification so that way you do not miss any readings. I know it seems like I take a week off here and there. I'm not really taking off. It's just I keep on and off getting sick, and just my ailments that I have, they flare up every once in a while. So at those times it's really not convenient for me to make videos. Okay, and yeah, that's basically it. So we're gonna get started. You're gonna see the card pop up on your screen. Alright, I am using a new deck, by the way, the Lover's Path Tarot. So the names on the cards will be different. That's why I wanted to do kind of a partnership reading, because that is the theme of the card deck. Alright, so the card that we have here is called Fertility, aka Empress. The general meaning on the card is ruling over your life, like one's life. This could be significant of a new marriage or a special relationship, something that's fated, something that's meant to be, something that's destined to happen, that would actually help you move ahead. In life, it will definitely be very, very significant for you. This card symbolizes practical action and manifests as a physical product. So something will come forth of this. It can be business-wise and whatnot, or children, artistic endeavors, or even money, wealth coming in. You're pregnant either with a force or with the literal sense of the word pregnant, with a child, but also with psychological force, that is very, very potent, and now I'm going to do card symbols. So I see a lot of cats. What are cats? Cats are symbols like luxury, like being laid back, abundance, lounging around, just enjoying the life. The lower octave of cats, right? So cats are the lower octave of lions, right? Because they're within the same family. We also see a female version of that lion. I also thought about adolescence, so adolescent lion. So I thought about the different stages of life, culminating into this one point. So you start off as a child, you gather experience, then you become a teenager, you carry forth that experience, right? Those teachings that you had when you were a child, all of that force accumulating, culminating into a pregnancy, of different energies and stuff, and then it all culminates into that adolescence where you're doing it, you're carrying it out, the force is coming out of you, and then you grow forth into an adult, a mature adult, and then you start the cycle over again, you pass on the energy to someone else. So it's the circle of life. With that female lion, you don't always see that. everywhere, like not even in tarot card decks like that I've seen. I hadn't seen something like that. And this also could signify unification of feminine and masculine forces and energies. There's also a very visible contrast between the characters in the card. We see that this card is being led by the unification of Cleopatra and Caesar. And I see, like, they were from two, if you know the history, they were from two different cultures, but they were, leaders of their own kind, and they were doing something different, being together, I guess. It wasn't really orthodox. Yeah, backing them up is the words on the borders of the card. You see Orions and you see Occidents. So it's the unification of two seemingly different cultures, or the unification of East and West. And also, what I got from this was the twain shall meet. Because you know how they say the twain shall not ever meet? Some of the old astrology books say that. Particularly like with Uranus and stuff like that. And yeah, with Uranus and Saturn, I think. But here the twain shall meet. Opposites attract. So this may be a person that's totally different from you, in every way, but it's a beautiful thing because they have what you lack and you have what they lack. So it's a nice blending of forces. These are mirror opposites coming together to blend into completion, pregnant with a force, a new third energy. Something new is going to come forth from this. It could be physical or spiritual. There are a bunch of lilies in the background on the left side. And this is symbological of sexual creativity, a kundalini awakening, and the blending of opposing energies to create a new energy. Maybe like a tantric energy or spiritual realization. This union can cause you and the other person to come to a spiritual realization, as to what is your purpose for even being born into this lifetime. And particularly there are 4 pillars in the back. I think these are 4 dharmic paths. You know how certain spiritual practices have different paths. I think these are paths that lead to oneness, and lead to that ultimate point. That point of the one force, the one source, the Godhead, in other words. If you draw a line through them, like on the top and on the bottom, they form a square or rectangle with 4 corners, and very stability, practical. They're corresponding to the post holding each of the pillars. If you look right on the top and the bottom, particularly the top, where the borders are, you see the little boxes there inside each of the pillars, the square within the circle, so the cylinder. If you look at it from the top level, you see a circle, and then you see a square in the circle. So it's so you see disparate energies, different duality of energies. They can coexist. In reality, does duality truly exist? We have to ask ourselves. It does and it doesn't. It does arbitrarily. We have to hold space for it because we live here on the 3rd dimension. You have to contend with it in the mundane, in everyday life. But at the higher levels, at the more abstract plane, those higher echelons, that concept does not exist, or it's thinner. because it's not perceived and dealt with, because it's not necessarily it's not necessary to use them to contend with it on a daily, so it gets thinner as you go up, and you kind of lose that concept. It gets shaved away as you go higher and you detach from your physical form. The need to come across it and have to deal with it becomes less, so it doesn't exist because it's not in the mind's eye. What only exists is what's in front of you at the moment. It becomes unnecessary as you evolve. So it's the veil within and without, the illusion or the veil of which we perceive consciousness. So it means like you're on the other side of it, but it's still a veil there. So there's a veil separating, the third dimension, or the physicality from the spirit. When you cross over, you kind of don't see. The physical can't see the spiritual too much, and the spiritual cannot see the physical. You have to extend yourself within many lifetimes in order to thin that veil even more. It's kind of like you're throwing ice and you're blowing on it with a breath, like you like melting it as you progress, right? And then you start to see it, but once you reach that other side and you're liberated, the likelihood of you being able to kind of conceptualize that duality or anything physical becomes less apparent. So you're getting used to the higher planes, Anyway, love is really the path to the one, or to the one source. So that's what I got for this reading. I hope it was helpful, and I am approaching it from a spiritual standpoint. I feel like that's not done enough on these many tarot card channels, and it's a bit annoying to say the least, so I really don't want to become like that. I know it's popular, but I'm not here for that. I'm here to help myself grow. I am a student, as you know. I go along traditional meanings, but I also kind of, I look at the symbols and stuff like that, and I try to derive spiritual inferences from those symbols. And I think that it serves me better to do it that way, and I think it also serves the community better, because you're coming across something different from a different perspective. I'm just consuming a bunch of, lovey-dovey shit every day, and, this person's gonna come back to me, and all of this. You have power over your own destiny. I say you look at a birth chart or something, you should go against it. You should break it. You should go against the rules totally. If someone tells you this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen, you should go against it totally. I'm a rebel like that. Because we have to retain our willpower. We have to be fully conscious, and we cannot let things, and we cannot let things control us. So I approach it from that standpoint, and I hope it brings a new flavor to the table, and I hope it's appreciated, because I feel better consciously. I feel better about myself doing it like this. I feel like I'm doing a good service, and this will probably will help me. Maybe the gods will look at me and be like, okay, you're doing a good thing. Maybe you're more healthy now. Maybe you have more energy. Now I'll be able to give more videos and be a good channel of service to people, because that's ultimately what I want to do, so I can evolve, because I feel like this is my last birth on this planet. I would probably go into the future, in the future, I'll probably try to explain it further why I think that, but I think this is my last birth, so I feel like I don't have a lot of time left. I have to do everything that I can, to do good, you know, and to be of service, you know, so that I feel satisfied enough to not have to come back. Okay, so just letting you know that right now. All right. So anyway, I'll see you next time. Hopefully soon. All right. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.